I promise you when I say this, and I should probably put this in the title, the way you fight is the way that you approach life. Period. I didn't realize that until yesterday. No teacher has taught me that. No master has really spit that game to me. And this is what I want to impart to you right now. The way that you fight, the way that you engage in combat is the way that you approach life and conflict. If you are not understanding the way that you approach conflict, or you're not understanding maybe how you falter in certain things, go get into a fight, a structured fight. Don't just pick a fight on the street. You could lose your life. Go to a gym and spar and record yourself. Watch the recording back. What do you do when you get hit? How are you handling opposition? Do you confront directly? Do you go around? Do you run away? And this is something I had to really pay attention to yesterday. This is why I started fighting. I didn't really know. I had the general thesis in my mind. Oh, fighting will help me do this. But now I know what this is. This is why I started fighting. To figure out that I run away from shit. Truthfully, I run away from shit. I'm very avoidant. It's almost ironic because I'm very direct too. In real physical life, like, I'm very direct. I approach the camera, I'm very direct. When I teach, I'm very direct. But when I'm not teaching, when I'm not in my Professor X ego, and I'm just on my normal shit, I'm not that direct. I'm very quiet, I'm very calm. This is the loudest and most direct you will ever hear me speak, to be honest. If you knew me in real life, you knew me as a quiet person. If I want to make something known, I'll be direct. But usually I do not confront or challenge things unless I truly feel like I'm being wrong. Then I will. I'm always speaking up for myself. But I'm not a chatterbox. And this is something that has translated into my fighting. It's not the other way around. The fighting did not translate to real life. My real life way I approach shit translated into fighting. I run away. Whenever I get hit, deep down inside, I want the fight to be over. Maybe I'll put a few clips on the screen of me getting my ass beat. But when I get hit deep down inside, I want the fight to be over. And then I realize this is a real fight. I can't just end. There's no stopping. I have to continue. And that is one of the hardest things to deal with in a fight for me, right? Now, it's not that I can't take a hit. I'm very good at taking hits. I've learned how to take hits in a technical manner so that things do not hurt as much. I've also learned how to evade. I've learned how to do all the bobbing and weaving and all of that. But I did that because I didn't want to get hit. That is not a good reason to learn how to bob and weave. I promise you, I will reiterate and extend this mentality to beyond fighting into real life. Do not learn how to evade or to get away from certain situations because you don't want them to happen. That is a fear-based mentality. Don't learn from other people's mistakes. Don't see how people falter and then try and evade that consequence for yourself purely because you're scared of the outcome. That is a fear-based mentality. Because then you have to start thinking about what is going to happen when that does happen to me. What happens when I do get hit? Because you're going to get hit. There's no way around it. There's no exception. Everybody gets got in life. You can either learn how to get got so that you can take it to the chin and keep going, or you can just tank it, or you can just get hit and be a bitch about it, quite frankly. Me, I'm not a bitch when I get hit. Matter of fact, I actually laugh and smile when I get hit. And that is my biggest weakness. Because when I get hit, I think it's a game. Deep down inside, subconsciously, I'm like, oh, this is just a game. I wasn't trying really, And then I'd be like, okay, now I got to lock in. No. And that's because deep down inside, I'm scared to look a fool for trying. And this is something that I've gotten over. It's something that I thought I was completely over, but clearly I'm not, because it translates into my fighting. The fear of failure and the fear of being embarrassed in front of others is something that I've dealt with since a little boy. Now, it doesn't affect me as much, especially since I'm so true to myself. I'm rooted in who I am. I'm able to express myself in any type of way without being embarrassed. But it's still a deep-seated thing in my subconscious that when I do things that I know people will judge or perceive me for, I do have that subconscious thing in the back of my mind like, damn, like I'm being perceived right now. But I get over that by going, who gives a fuck, right? I don't care. I'm a detached person. And that is my fighting style. I run away. When people judge me, when people critique, I run away. Who cares? I don't care about that. I'll run away instead of facing it and be like, yeah, I accept it. Instead of who cares and running away, I need to switch to I accept it. I accept that people judge. I accept that people critique. I accept that people will not see me in the way that I want to be perceived. And it goes into consequences as well. Okay, I seen somebody do this and this happened to them. I want to avoid that. Let me accept the consequences of that right now before I even get into a situation. Let me learn from that right now and accept the consequences that could have over my life. Instead of going, no, I don't want that to happen to me. I'm going to run away from that as much as possible and try and control every little thing so that that doesn't happen to me. Because that's my approach to life. I try and control every fucking thing so that I can avoid peril. I can avoid danger. And that's not a good way to go about life. It's a fear-based mentality. I run away from shit. When shit gets hard, I might play the clip on the screen. When shit gets hard, when I get hit, when shit just going down and deep down I want to quit, I run away, right? In the physical fighting, this translates to me standing up. When you box, when you fight, you're supposed to have your knees bent, getting low. Whenever I get hit, I start to stand up and I lean back like this. And if he really keeps coming at me, I'll kind of giddy up and like shuffle my feet back. But people take advantage of this. Skilled fighters, which I learned yesterday, take advantage of this. This video is literally inspired by the fact that I got my ass beat probably 4 times yesterday. The most I've ever got my ass beat in a fight or in a day, right? I never get my ass beat. Maybe I probably got my ass beat before this like 2 or 3 times out of months and months of fighting. Yesterday, I got my ass beat like 5 or 6 times. Each time, it was because I was down low, giving it to him. I would be whooping somebody's ass, not even gonna lie. And then, boom, I get hit. Instead of taking the hit and recalibrating, I would stand up to try and disengage. And you can't do that in life. When you get hit, when things don't go your way, you have to match that conflict with the same intensity. You have to reposition yourself. You can't run away. You can't shuffle backwards. That's the way that I've been doing shit in life. With women, with school, with discipline, with spirituality, like everything that is a part of a young man's life, like this is the way I deal with conflict. Mentally, like I said, it translates to, oh, who cares? I don't care. That's running away. Because deep down inside, you do care. I care. I care about every fucking thing. I just can't accept certain shit. So I just toss it off like it doesn't matter. And it does. You have to learn how to be able to sit with shit. Accept it for what it is. I get perceived. Certain people don't like me. Cool, I accept that. Certain things are not going to go my way in life, and certain things that I have not accounted for, that I couldn't have possibly foreseen, are going to happen to me. And I have to accept that right now. I have to accept the danger of getting into certain relationships with people, maybe putting my neck on the line for somebody, wearing my heart on my sleeve, being honest, being open. I have to accept the danger that comes with that. And this is something that I have had to relearn because I've spent so much time in isolation. Probably year 2025, 2026 is when I came out of isolation. In 2024 as well. But from the age of 15 up until 20, I was in deep isolation, just figuring myself out. And it did a lot of good for me. But it seeded inside of me a mentality of avoidance and running away. Averting my problems like there's something that I could just dance around. No. I have to learn how to be more direct. And it's crazy because this is the way I am, especially when I'm teaching or when I'm doing something that truly, truly matters and I need to show up authentically. I'm usually very direct about it. I'm never like avoidant or quiet when I need to be, except in fighting, because this is a new realm for me. This is somewhere where I haven't really seen the nitty gritty of my fallacies. I have not seen all the places where I can improve, but I'm seeing it now, especially after yesterday. This is why I fight, because it shows you the way that you move in real life. I promise you, the way that you fight is the way that you approach life. The conflicts that you undergo in life, you have to meet them with the same intensity, or at least meet them in a way that is reasonable for you, because everybody has a different energy. But me, I'm a fire sign. I have dragon, tiger, lion type energy. Like, I need to be direct. I need, when confrontation comes to me, I need to match that intensity instead of blowing over, instead of going around this shit. And this is what I've learned from fighting. I'll probably do a part 2 to this video, but hopefully you can see how this wisdom can apply to you, because I know I was talking about me a lot. But I'm the example. I need you to see how you approach life and how that may be harming you. If you can, I know it's not for everybody, but please get into a combat sport. Do some sort of martial arts and record every fight. I record all of my fights. Not because I want to be some big fighter one day, but because I wanted to study myself. And it's probably one of the best decisions I've made this year. Studying the fights, studying the way that you dodge and weave, studying the way that you get away from opposition or the way that you triumph over opposition will tell you everything you need to know about yourself and the way that you go about life. But that's pretty much it for today's video, man. I want to thank y'all for staying this long. If you enjoyed or you have anything to add to the conversation, please leave a comment down below, share, like, do all the things for your boy. We've been gaining a lot of traction and subscribers over the last few months. If you've never seen me before, my name is Professor X. I am a healing coach and spiritual teacher. On this channel, we talk about all sorts of spiritual and physical topics, medical topics even. I work in the medical field, so I have a lot of holistic insight to the way that you can triumph in life. And when I say holistic, I mean holistic. We look at every part of our lives, compare them so we can find a common theme. Once you are able to boil everything down to a few common denominators and see where you're struggling at, you can change everything about your life. You can go from this timeline to that timeline. Whatever quantum leap you're trying to make, you can do it. But it's going to take some self-study, and this is why I'm the professor. I want to thank y'all again for making it this far, and much love and blessings. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.